Let me ask you something. When you're alone at night, no phone, no noise, no one watching, do you ever feel nothing? Not sad, not angry, just empty. Your life looks fine from the outside, maybe even good. You've got stability, you're functioning, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And that's what makes it confusing. Because nothing is wrong, yet something feels missing. You're not falling apart, you're not depressed in the obvious way, you're just flat. And the worst part? You don't feel like you have the right to complain. Other people would kill for your life. So why do you feel hollow inside it? That question, that quiet, unexplainable emptiness, is one of the most common psychological experiences modern men never talk about. And today, we're going to break it apart. Not to fix you, not to label you, but to understand why this emptiness exists and why it might actually be trying to tell you something important. Most men are taught a simple equation early in life. If you get your life together, become competent, stay out of trouble, earn respect, build some stability, then you'll feel fulfilled. So you work, you grind, you improve yourself, you check the boxes, and eventually, you arrive. Only to realize something unsettling. The finish line doesn't feel like a finish line. It feels quiet, flat, almost sterile. There's no explosion of meaning, no deep satisfaction that lasts, just a return to baseline. And that's when the emptiness creeps in. Not dramatically, not loudly, but slowly. You wake up one day and realize you're living on autopilot. Your days blur together. Your emotions feel muted. You're not miserable. You're just not alive. This emptiness isn't sadness. Sadness has weight. Sadness hurts. Emptiness feels like absence, like something essential never showed up. And because your life looks fine, you assume the problem must be you. But here's the truth most men never hear. This emptiness is not a personal failure. It's a predictable psychological outcome of how modern life is structured for men. One of the biggest lies modern men absorb is this: comfort equals happiness. So we optimize our lives for comfort. Predictable routines, controlled environments, easy dopamine, minimal friction, minimal risk. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels reasonable. But comfort was never designed to make you feel fulfilled. From a psychological perspective, meaning comes from engagement, not ease, from tension, from responsibility, from stakes. Your nervous system evolved to feel alive when something mattered, when your actions had consequence, when effort was required, when the outcome wasn't guaranteed. But modern life removes almost all of that. You can eat without hunting, socialize without leaving your room, distract yourself endlessly, avoid discomfort indefinitely. So what happens? Your life becomes frictionless, and frictionless systems don't produce meaning. They produce numbness. That emptiness you feel isn't random. It's what happens when a system designed for survival, challenge, and contribution is placed inside a world of convenience and constant stimulation. Your mind doesn't know what to do with all this comfort, so it shuts down. Most men interpret numbness as weakness. I shouldn't feel this way. Other guys don't feel like this. I need to toughen up. But numbness isn't weakness. It's protection. Psychologically, numbness appears when emotions stop being useful. If nothing is deeply at stake, nothing demands your full presence, nothing requires emotional investment, then emotions become unnecessary. So your system conserves energy. It dulls things down. Think about it this way. If your life doesn't require intensity, your nervous system won't generate it. Modern men aren't emotionally broken. They're underengaged, underchallenged, undercommitted to something that actually matters to them. And instead of pain, the system produces emptiness. Not because you're weak, but because your environment no longer demands depth. Another layer to this emptiness comes from approval. Modern men are constantly evaluated by employers, social media, dating apps, peers, family expectations. So many men quietly build their lives around being acceptable, not meaningful, not aligned, just acceptable. You learn what gets approval and you chase that. The problem? Approval is external, and anything external can't fill you internally. You can win approval and still feel empty, because approval doesn't ask who you are, it asks how you're perceived. And when your life becomes a performance for others, you lose connection to yourself. That disconnection feels exactly like emptiness. Most men respond to emptiness by distracting themselves. More content, more stimulation, more noise. But distraction doesn't solve emptiness. It postpones it. Every distraction pushes the feeling down temporarily, but it comes back stronger when things go quiet. That's why silence feels uncomfortable. Because emptiness is waiting. If you never sit with that emptiness, you never hear what it's trying to say. Because emptiness isn't an enemy, it's a signal. That emptiness is saying, you were not built for comfort alone. You need something that requires you. Something that asks more of you than convenience. Something you'd suffer for. Meaning doesn't come from feeling good. It comes from being needed by something bigger than yourself. A mission, a responsibility, a craft, a commitment. Not because it's fun, but because it's meaningful. And meaning fills the space comfort never can. If you're a man who feels empty despite everything being fine, you're not broken. You're under-challenged, under-engaged, under-committed to something meaningful. And that emptiness? It's not your enemy. It's the quiet voice reminding you that comfort was never the goal. Meaning was. And once you stop numbing that voice and start listening to it, your life stops feeling empty because it finally starts asking something of you.